Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another vlog. So today guys, I'm gonna be sharing my testimony with you guys, but first I want you guys to excuse the breeze because I know that the breeze is quite heavy and it's going to be very difficult for you guys to actually hear what I'm trying to say, but I really do hope that my audio is loud enough for you guys to hear me through the breeze. So guys, I'm going to be sharing with you how God has saved my life in so many ways and so many times. So my first incident was when I was a child. I don't remember what age I was at the time, maybe 8, 9, I don't remember. But growing up, we have a lot of fruit tree, mango tree, apple tree, different type of trees. So me and my sisters and brothers, we used to race, so get the biggest apple, the biggest mango, stuff like that. So anyways, one Sunday evening guys, we came home from church and I finished first and I grabbed the bag real quick and I climbed the apple tree, and guys, I landed right on my stomach. And guys, I'm telling you, I landed between a pointed iron like this, and no, a steel, I should say, a steel, and it was like this, and I landed in between it, and I'm saying, yeah, between the steel and a piece of black or concrete, something like that, but it was kind of like that, kind of squarish, but not so much. Guys, I was so shocked. Guys, I'm talking about I could not eat anything that following evening because my stomach was hurting me, and God has saved me from that iron, from that rock. I could have hit my head on the rock. I could have landed on the steel, but God did not allow that to happen. That was my first incident. Okay, cool. Fast forward, right? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna go as fast as I possibly can. So guys, my second incident was spirits was attacking me. Spirit was like attacking me back to back. And guys, I'm telling you, I could actually see them. I can still see them, but not as before. And because I have a discerning spirit, it's like I can see them, like literally see them walking around and stuff like that. And guys, I'm talking about like even when I'm sleeping, them normally like try to tie me down at the bed. I can't move, I can't speak. Guys, I was so tormented. And God has helped me to overcome those things on my own. Of course, people pray for me, of course, but I'm talking about demons. It was so rational. They were so aggressive towards me. And because I used to pray so much as a child, and I just rebuke them. And I remember this time I was at my sister's house sleeping, and I could literally see a man hand over my head. It's both of his hand actually like this over my head. And guys, it did not stop there. Eventually I got this acid reflux on my stomach. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was like eating a lot of spicy food and greasy food with the wrong coconut oil, with the wrong oil I should say, because the right oil that I was supposed to be using to cook with, like coconut oil or olive oil, and then I usually go out and buy food and all of that, and then the acid reflux got very aggressive, and it was literally eating up my stomach, and I was actually losing so much weight because number one, the demon was on me, and then the acid reflux was on my stomach, and I didn't know what to do. And I remember I used to go from doctor to doctor, like hospitals to hospitals, wasting all this money, and they give me wrong medications, and I almost died. I almost lost my life. And at the time I was all alone. I didn't know what to do. And I remember I was at Kingston Public Hospital, and I was there, and while I was sleeping down there, I'm talking about demons attacking me down there as well. I didn't know what to do. And eventually, through God, with prayer, I'm grateful that I defeated them. I defeated them, and I'm so grateful. And eventually I met somebody at the time, and they told me what it was, and you know, they told me that it was acid reflux at the time, and they helped me to, you know, work on it, and that's how I started to look better and everything. I'm grateful to God, and I'm grateful for that person. Okay, so my next incident was, okay, so my friend at the time was in the hospital, right? She had a brain tumor, and she was in the hospital at KPH, and she was going through a lot. And guys, I'm telling you, it was such a tragical moment. So I went to town to look for her, and I was actually looking for another job. At the time I got robbed. Luckily I had my phone in my pocket, and I had a little money in my pocket. The person my bag and everything, but I don't like to talk about that. So the little money I had left, I used it to get some fruits for my friend to eat. Me leaving the hospital, coming home that night, I called a friend of mine who worked in Crossroad at the time to help me with some bus fare to go home. And guys, I don't like to talk about this, but I have to, because I have to share my testimony to inspire somebody. I don't know what some of you guys might be going through, but I really do hope my testimony can open you guys' eyes of how wonderful God is and how merciful He is. So guys, me walking to Tarrington Bridge at the time, it was like after 6 in the night, and as I get to Tarrington Bridge, guys, there wasn't any vehicle at all inside. No vehicle at all was inside, guys. And as I entered in the middle of the road, as I reached the middle of the road, there was a bus, guys. There was a bus. There was a bus. And guys, I'm telling you, I could not go back across the road, and I could not go across the road. I was stuck in the center of the bus. Guys, I could not do anything. The only thing I could see was a gash of white lights. The only thing I could see was a gash of white lights. And I'm telling you, it was so amazing how God saved my life. All the time I could hear like people's voice, like saying, she killed her for herself, she dead, and that's the only thing I could hear people saying, and I could see like gash of white lights. And at the time I was like, in my mind I was like saying, this is it, I'm just gonna give up the ghost. And I don't know how it happened, guys. I don't know how it happened, but the bus did not touch me at all. The bus did not touch me one bit. The bus did not touch me one bit, guys. And I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you, tears was running down my face from that night to 1 week on. It's like the tears was just running down my face. And I'm telling you guys, like the street vendors at the time, when they saw me come across the road, they was like this, Them hand upon them head, them eye open up. It was so shocking. And the following morning, my friend mother called me and she told me that my friend had passed away the following night of my incident. It was so shocking because, mind you, my friend, she was very, very hopeful, and she had just given her life to the Lord at the time, and she was so hopeful, and I was praying for her so much. And I'm talking about the very same night, guys, the very same night when God saved my life, the very same night she died. Because I'm talking to you now, and it's like the memories just lingers. It just lingers. And even though God has saved me, and I'm not going to question that part, I used to question it, but I stopped because God knows exactly what He's doing. I was still ungrateful. I was still playing church. I was still in and out of church. I'm telling you. Last year, earlier on January, I almost lost my life. Then the same following year, last year, it's kind of hard to talk about. July, in the month of July, the starting of the month of July, I had an accident while I was on my way to work, and I hit my head on the dashboard, and I'm talking about I almost fly through the windshield at the time. And I'm talking about right here, my head was swollen. I'm talking about it was so swollen, and I gotten some medications for it and everything, and it was so traumatizing. I did not really tell much people about it because I feel like they wouldn't care, because at the time when I was growing up, I was back and forth from 2 hostile homes at the time, and I didn't know what to do, you know, and I was just going from house to house, and I didn't know what to do, and both houses was kind of hostile for me, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was lost as a child. I was so lost, and that's how I found God. And even before being an adult, it's very, very hard to speak about, but I'm going to share it with you guys because I have to let it out, you know. I almost take my own life as a child, because I feel like I wasn't loved. I feel like I was just going through too much, and I just could not contain myself. And for me to be an adult now and see how God works and see how God loves me, it amazes me so much. Even though I used to take God's mercy for granted, and I'm so grateful to God that I've stopped doing so. You know, David was a man of God's own heart. David is the one who wrote the book of Psalms, and I've told a lot of people that I am David in the woman farm. Yes, I am. I love God so much. I love God so much, but at the same time, even though I know I love God and I pray to God so much, I still disobey God. I still did. I still did. And it's just so much. so much anger, so much pain I used to have, and God helped me to get rid of it, rid of them I should say. So let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You see, once God has a calling over your life, no demon on earth can take your life. No accident can take your life. No sickness can take your life, because I've been through a lot. I'm telling you. I am telling you. When I had the acid on my stomach, I'm telling you, I was like a sick, because I didn't know what it was, and the doctors kept giving me wrong medications for it. And even though I told the doctors that I have this green thing coming from my stomach, I remember one time I went down by Kingston Public Hospital before I was was down there for a while, and I told the doctor, and I said to the doctor was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I said to her that this green thing keep coming up out of my mouth, and it tastes very bitterish. Excuse me. And it's like, she was like, are you sure? I said yes. And it's like she didn't believe me. And you know what the lady did? She told me to go back home, because I don't know what I'm talking about. And I just keep going. I keep praying. I keep trusting God. And I'm telling you, whatever you're going through, just trust God, and He will take care of you. And I'm grateful to God that I no longer play in church. I'm grateful, because it was very difficult for me to come to my senses. And I'm telling you, time and times again, God gave me so many chances, and I took advantage, and God still spared my life. God still kept me alive. I'm talking about the mercies of God. I'm talking about the goodness of God. I'm talking about the favor of God. I'm talking about the healing hands of God that has kept me this long upon this earth. And if God can do it for me, He can do it for you. I know sometimes it's very, very hard for us to walk upright, and it's very, very hard even for me. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because just recently, you know what I mean, because I used to, I'm not lying, I used to just stop going to church, because there's just so much going on with me, like so many family issues that used to went on, and I was so hungry, and just so much was happening, you know what I mean. But I'm grateful now that I'm stable, and I'm grateful that I've stopped taking God's mercy and His kindness for granted. And if you are taking God's mercy and forgiveness for granted, stop doing so. God only heal you and deliver you and save you for a reason, because God has a purpose over your life. There's a calling over your life. Guys, I had to stop because, you know, the noise and everything. So I'm telling you this, be hopeful. You know, do not beat yourself up for any bad choice that you have made. We are human beings, we make mistakes. But the thing is, when we messed up, we're not supposed to linger. Just like a dog to his own vomit, sometimes that's what we do. Do not let your mistakes stop you from going to church, because that's what I used to do, and I've stopped, and I'm grateful for that. When I am hungry, when I am upset, sometimes I don't go to church. And me used to do that, like doing that, it separates me from God, and I realize it's not for me anymore. And I'm grateful that I can share my testimony with you guys. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and for all my subscriber who has been here with me for such a long time. Thank you for supporting me. I pray that you keep supporting me.